So yeah, Uncle Rainey was the one I think I
Then
knew the
there's
least.
Oh, Rainy. I used to like to
See,
go
he's
down there.
the only
because-
one that knows that. See,
I'm going to move over here. It's funny.
No,
Right in the face.
okay. We'll move over.
There we go.
Remember Pete
Not that
Lot's,
I didn't like you, but I
remember
we-
Pete Lot's
Can
daughter?
you move him
I
closer
do, but I
to?
can't
She
think of her
got in
name.
trouble with Pa and Leo. Something Leo did, and
Pete Lot's daughter. That's
I
Ellie.
think,
Which one would that? What would be her name?
well, Reno was
Ellie.
her name.
Ellie?
Yeah,
Who got in trouble with her?
there was something between Pa and Ellie and Leo. So I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I
All I
thought
remember, there's something to do with now that you brought that up
The
over
school.
some school supplies.
It was, yeah,
Could have
something
been.
on school.
If I remember that, but I don't know the whole story there. But I know that
nobody
later.
left that knows that story.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, ain't nobody.
Sometimes they're not important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you used to come to this store
You be a good dog
Oh,
when
now.
you were little.
See, Art had a bike. Leo had a bike. Well, Sunday afternoon, they'd go bumming. And I'd stay home. I was probably 8, 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
When they'd come home for chores, I'd either take Leo's bike or Art's bike. And Grandpa used to always give me a quarter. And I'd come up here and get a bag of candy. And then were the days for a quarter,
You could
you could get a whole bag of candy.
Yeah. Quarter's a lot of money.
Everything was a penny.
Yeah.
Or 2 for a penny.
Yeah. Quarter's
And
a lot
then
of
if
money.
we got real brave when I got older, then we'd go to Moses.
Oh.
when
What
I was
about down
in-
there?
Very, very. No, the only time we'd go down there is if we were, when I got older and we were hitchhiking.
Oh, okay.
But we'd like to get down to the Durantos down there. And then we got traffic from 2 ways.
Okay.
Oh, that was big.
Oh, hitchhiking. You got on that road and everybody knew you.
Oh, right, right.
And you knew pretty much your shift work. Except one night, I don't know what happened. I stayed too long in town and I missed the shift workers. And Ludington Motors, remember that on the corner where we used to all hitchhike from? I walked from there all the way home.
Holy man.
I'll never forget that as long as I got home about 3 o'clock in the morning.
When you were on the bus to go to, when you went to St. Joe's, how did you get there?
On the bus.
Who was driving then?
I think it was Bill Taylor drove for a while. Fred Maringer.
Yeah.
Fred Maringer used to run the catechism bus in the summertime too.
Oh, we used to walk to catechism.
Yeah, that was over here.
We had to watch at town hall. From our place to town hall.
Maybe I did too
After-
later.
No, after the church burned down.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
See, I can just vividly remember. What year did that church burn?
1939.
Huh?
1939.
39. See, I was just 5 years old.
Yeah, and I just was going on 9. Or, yeah, 9, I think. Almost 9. When I seen it burn down. They were started catechism for our first communion.
Then that Alice May, I saw her the other night. I would have never recognized her. She was with your mom. And we got
At the funeral.
at the funeral.
Okay.
We got to reminiscing. I hadn't seen her in about 40 years.
Wow.
She was up here one time. We were trying to figure out for one of Joe Garrow's kids' weddings, and we don't know which one it is. Joe couldn't even remember. And her and I had a few drinks together in the hall.
So what
Somebody
do you
else
remember
better
about
talk.
summers on the farm?
Huh?
What do you remember about summers on the farm?
They were
They were
They were
him
good
and
and they
Art.
were bad. I didn't mind haying, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I didn't like missing softball. You know, I like to be with the rest of the kids. But at that time, it wasn't bad because we were all farmers.
Right,
Chuck Hughes,
right.
Richard Ritchie, Gerald Myron, Ronnie Nelson. You know, we were all pretty much in the same boat.
Right, right.
But we were at the age where we wanted to get involved. But the rest of the people that didn't have,
Well, you were in high school. Probably. So then, what did
I had chores and stuff like that.
you? By the time you were there, well, you didn't always have a
Leo was still there and Art was still there.
right. But then, did you still hay with the horse?
Oh yeah,
Nancy.
I did a lot of work with
They
them.
did the hard work.
We did a lot of work with. I can remember Grandpa set me on a disc. I'll never forget that. And put a belt around me and a team of horses, and I used to go disc in the field.
I'll be darned.
I was probably, I don't know, 8, 10 years old.
And what is that called?
Disc. You know,
It was a
field.
rough machine.
It's a big machine, and if you fell off of that thing, well,
Yeah,
then
you
you're
could.
over. And it was
It'd be like Grandpa Tronjo.
It was pulled by horses. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow, what did it do?
It just
Worked the
worked
ground
the
up.
ground up.
Work the ground up?
You had a hard time to work the ground up years ago. Didn't have the equipment.
Horses. I mean, I can remember 8 o'clock in the morning, and they'd come and give me at noon for the dinner, and then I'd go till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And in the meantime, a lot of times, Pa and Art were behind Wilfred Ritchie's cutting wood down. I did a lot of
Oh.
farm work.
Did you have cows at the time too?
Oh, yeah. Every morning before I got on the bus, I had 5 cows to milk. Then it got to 7. And if you got up too late and missed the bus, you hitchhiked.
Oh.
Because you didn't dare hang around the farm because they found you something to do all day. So it was easier
So that
to
was why you went to school?
hitchhike and get the hell out of there. Oh, yeah, we had good times, bad times.
So what kind of meals did you have on the farm?
Hey, like a horse. I mean, them were the days you got up at, well, you know that. You'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you'd go to the barn, and you'd milk cows and feed them, clean the barn and all that stuff, and you'd come in the house at 8 for breakfast, and Ma always had a big breakfast on the table.
Did she?
Eggs and ham and bacon and you name it, because we raised everything.
Right.
And then we'd go back out in the field, and then come in at noon, another big meal. I mean, she'd cook 3 big meals a day. You remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Ma always, and we
Yeah.
always, go ahead.
No, when they were haying in that hot sun, it was very, very many didn't even drink water.
Yeah.
You think the parents would have said, "Here, you're going to drink water."
Half the time it wouldn't take time to leave us. Well, there was that old guy across from the farm. I don't know if you told me that story.
Hagen.
No, that Bourneville.
Oh, yeah.
He come in after hauling hay or something and drank a bunch of water and killed him.
Oh, right.
Cooled his body down too quick or something. I remember that. I kind of remember that a little bit.
Anyway,
When did you go in service?
August 28, 1940.
40. So I went in 53.
53.
Kathy signed me up for that, for the next underflight.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go, but I'm in that category.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
Toward the end. No, Joe Garrow signed up last year, and he was too young. See, first they go to
Oh,
the
right,
World
right,
War One,
right, right.
then your World War II, then your early Korean Wars.
Right.
And if I'm on the tail end, or if you're on the tail end, and
Right.
there's
You
room,
have to wait.
if not,
Yeah.
but Kathy said, I'm going to sign you up, and if you don't go with this one
You
in
go
the,
to the
in
next
the,
one.
in the
Yeah.
spring, we're going to fall.
Yeah.
And the one in the spring is scheduled around, they have that blossom time in Washington.
Oh, right,
That'll
right.
be nice.
That will
Oh,
be
I
nice.
see that in the paper, you know. And I give it some thought, but I don't. The other night, she come over a couple of days ago. You're going.
Who signed you up? Pauline?
Pauline.
By myself.
Signed
So
yourself.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's
you had to have
nosy
a guardian.
Yeah, they sent us information.
Paperwork.
Yeah, but who was your guardian?
Pauline.
Pauline.
Oh, okay.
We had
He's,
to pay her
he's
way.
nosy.
We
So if
paid
he
her
can
way,
sign
though.
himself up for something, he'll go.
Oh,
You
I
got
could have.
paid
Do you remember how?
Yeah,
do
he
you
can
remember
sign
him
himself.
Well,
Do you
so
re-
Kathy takes care of all of that.
Yeah.
She knows that Wakey real good, Jeff Wakey's
Oh,
wife,
yeah.
and then that who's that other one? Not DeGroot,
He grew.
D something or other.
Yeah, he works
used to
at
work
the
at the
mill.
mill. Yeah.
Do you remember him being nosy as a kid? What do you remember about him being as a kid? Maybe you should just close your ears, Eugene.
You know, not that much. I really don't.
I know, that's 11 years
Because well, you're
difference.
10 years difference, yeah.
You know, by the time he started raising hell, I was too young.
Yeah, but
Who did you want to grow up to be like?
Rainy.
I don't know.
You wanted to be up Rainy? That's what
No.
you.
Well, I always envied Rainey and Ernie and him because of going in the military.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I put them on a pedestal, fighting
Yeah.
for our country.
Yeah. But Uncle Art was still okay because he stayed here. He always felt bad about that. I think you said.
Well, I think Benjamin knows. He was 4F,
Oh, okay, right.
had heart problem.
We did?
Oh, yeah.
That young?
Art. Well, he got called.
Yeah.
You remember Mary Wagner? He had to go down there, and I think he even went to Milwaukee for his
Yeah.
physical.
You went there.
And that's when he found out that he had heart problems.
I'll be darned.
But Pa was in the process of trying. I was too young, and he was in the process of trying to get him deferred, even if he didn't have heart problems. So then, when he found out he had heart problems, he dropped all the effort to get him deferred.
Yeah.
So Leo Garrow took care of Clarence Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you ever knew that.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
That's why
know.
Clarence never went to work.
Oh yeah, he after the war.
Did he go after?
After.
Or he
we
went
knew
to
all
Japan.
about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, no, that was a big
He
thing
got
around
drafted
Flagstaff.
after.
What? That he was deferred?
Yes.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that used to make Pop mad. Whoa.
Oh,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, our
Oh,
town
did
could
it?
have been deferred because he was the only one for the
He
farm.
might have been deferred,
Oh,
but
he
you
would
had
have
to
been.
go through a hell of a rigmarole to get deferred.
Yeah.
He did it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And see, I was at the age where I was almost old enough to be able to help in case
Oh,
Art
right.
would have went.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
But
right.
I was a little bit too young.
Right, right.
They think, but Pa says he's pretty sure he could have got Art deferred.
Oh, I'm
But
sure.
because of his heart problem, he
Yeah.
he became 4F.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did
I
they
never
ever
knew-
take care of that heart problem?
No,
I never knew he had one. Even.
I don't even remember what it was all involved.
See,
Probably a heart murmur.
Might have been something they
But
caught in
Donald was
Milwaukee.
deferred because of an injury to his eye.
Who did?
My brother Donald.
I could be. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they took 4 of his friends and they wouldn't take him.
So what kind of baking did Grandma do? She do that kind of stuff too, or
Oh,
just
everything.
really?
You name it, she made it. Well, like these two.
Yeah, she
Cakes
helped.
and pies. And,
Yeah, she helped me out when I had Valerie.
okay.
I remember her doing. I didn't have much dishes, and I used them all, and they're all in the sink. And she said, "My gosh, you must say empty your cupboard out." And then she would tell me at New Year's. I mean, they didn't celebrate Christmas. They just went to church, midnight mass in Canada.
Who did? Oh, in Canada?
Yeah, and then at New Year's, they would put their wooden shoes out or their shoes out on the porch, waiting for baby Jesus to put gifts in it.
Oh, I got to tell you,
Sounds
speaking of
creepy.
Christmas, I don't want to cut you short.
Yeah.
Remember that gift that I think you were involved in that? Remember I got caught for shoplifting one time at the dime store in Escanaba?
no, I don't remember that, but I sure heard the story.
Yeah, you told us, but we don't remember.
Yeah,
I thought that you were the
no,
one
it was
that...
just a pen, wasn't it?
No, it's a whole set. That's when they first came out with ballpoint pens. Me and Joe Caro and, I don't know, Richard. At noontime, we'd leave school and we'd go to town. That's when they first came out with ballpoint pens, and I'll never forget that. Where did Betty Lou work? Was it Neisner's? Kresge's? Was one of them.
Yeah, I forgot. I worked at Nice. And
Anyway, I kept looking at that set. It was in a nice box, you know.
Oh,
I couldn't afford it. I don't know, $1.98 or $2.98. So one day, and Betty Lou was secretary at this, working part-time at this dime store up in the office.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that thing and I put it in my pocket and I got the hell out of there. Well, the manager saw, or somebody saw me
oh.
and followed me out, and I went and hid in the entryway of the fair store.
I'll be darned.
Now I'm going up at St. Joe. So anyway, the manager made me call the cops. And the cop said that was his job. He said, you should not have to. And I was just shaking. Because I knew I had to face the law, the church, and home. So anyway,
Who would have got you at home, Grandma or Grandpa, or both?
go to it. So anyway, they don't mind. Every once in a while I lose my train of thought. So I called the cops.
Right.
They escorted me down to St. Joe. Walking down the main aisle of St. Joe, Sister Adelicia. You go to St. Joe?
Yeah, I went to St. Louis graduate.
I don't know if you had Sister Adelicia. She was a little short then. She was the principal. I had to go in the office. Got my butt chewed out there, you know. You're a Christian. And what's your mug and everything? And at that time, Clem was in there, studying to be a priest.
Well,
So
you
I had
had-
all the strikes against me. So then, this all boils, I forget the whole ending of it. That Christmas, you were over there, and I saw this box under the Christmas tree. Now, I thought it was you that had bought that.
Well,
Might have been Betty Lou then, but you knew about it.
well, not too much.
You know, a little bit. So I kept looking at that box, and I thought, oh, don't let it be. So the first one, they gave me that box. And I opened it up, and there's that pen and pencil set that I had stolen at the dime store.
Well, who bought it?
I think
But
it was Betty.
either Ma or Pa or Betty Lou
No,
or
I think
somebody.
it was Betty Lou because I think I was there that Christmas Eve.
Oh, you were there
Yeah,
that
we
Christmas
were
Eve.
all
I know
there.
everybody.
I
was
think
there.
that's the first time we heard about it.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
what it was.
You don't remember getting yelled at from Grandma and Grandpa?
Not really.
Didn't they put it on your record too?
Yeah, they took it off though.
Yeah, but I thought it hurt. You want to get it at the mill.
No,
No?
that was put on my record, but because I was a minor.
Yeah.
I don't even think that followed me in the military.
Okay.
Other things did, but not that thing.
That did, yeah, that did. Let's see, where the heck we at now? I'm trying to think of some more. See how one story leads to another.
That's why I like these. So, who did you hang out with in school? Who were your
Chuck.
friends?
Chuck Hughes and I were like brothers.
Oh, were you?
At night after work, after chores, he was allowed to come so far with his bike, and then I was allowed to go and meet him. And on Sunday, we discussed tractors. Neither one of us knew anything about tractors. But, Grandpa had a
Oh,
Ford.
because you had a tractor by then,
Oh,
right?
yeah, by then in high
right,
school.
right.
But the ones that hung around quite a bit were Joe Garrow, Gerald Myron, Richard Ritchie. They used to call it the Flat Track 5.
Oh, really?
And we'd go to school in the morning, well, do chores in the morning,
Right,
and all the rest of them kids were all city kids.
right,
And we still, we never took a shower every day like they do now. We took a shower once a week.
right.
And we'd walk in church, in school, and everybody would go like this. But after a while, they got to learn to accept it. But
You
we
were
were a little
bad.
hell. Gerald Myron was a little hell raiser. He'd go down at the first floor of the school, and these cooks would sit there and make blueberry pies and apple pies and put them on the windowsill.
Oh, right.
Gerald Myron would go there and push them off the windowsill.
Really?
And then we'd steal some sometimes, and we'd go in the alley and we'd eat them.
So I like how he said that. Gerald Myron and then we.
Oh, yeah.
Little angel
He
over
was
here.
no. That I will not claim to be.
So when you got in trouble on the farm, what did they do to punish you?
I don't really
You remember?
No.
What did you get to do when you were bad?
You
When
never
you
lived
did something you weren't supposed to do on the farm, how'd you guys get
You
punished?
never lived home. Hardly.
I don't remember that too much.
You never lived.
Did
home,
Grandpa ever
hardly.
use that belt?
What, you ever watch it? Huckabee on TV?
Who?
Huckabee.
Oh, yeah, Huckabee.
The other night he was talking. God, that was quite annoying. But disciplinary things in his age, he was talking about a belt.
I
It
heard
brought
that.
back memories. He said, I had welts on my butt, he said, for a good many years.
Yeah, I heard that.
So Grandpa used the belt.
You better believe it, boy. When that belt come off, you were in trouble. That or a broom handle, whatever he was
Okay,
close to.
fine. But what about Grandma? She didn't do the disciplining?
Not that I recall. Maybe she didn't and I didn't pay no attention.
She was the strict one, though, wasn't she?
She was pretty strict.
What about the house mostly? She was so orderly.
Did she ever take food
What was
away?
that, Lorraine?
Your mother was real order. All order.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
About cleaning.
How did she do that? How was she able to keep that place? How was she able to be so fussy and have all of you guys as kids? That doesn't even seem possible.
But it was. But that was, just like your grandpa and grandma Roberts.
Yeah, but
They took care of it, and you worked and cut hair and all that stuff. I mean, it was completely different lifestyle.
right.
Doing what you people live.
She didn't spend hours watching television.
No. Or go to the casino. She was
Yeah, yeah.
4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, she was up. And in the wintertime, if my dad didn't feel good, well, then she'd get up and she had to make the fire. And then he'd throw her. Get the house warm a little bit. And then, we used to sleep upstairs, and we'd look through the cracks in the ceiling, and you could see the moon. Yeah.
So it must have. Where did you keep your water? You had that
Hand
pump
pump.
inside, right?
That was for the cistern. We didn't drink that. Grandma would use that for, I think, washing clothes, maybe. I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah, that was
But
good
we had to
water.
go out to where the windmill is. Well, the pit that's still there. And pump water by hand and bring it in the house.
Oh, there was a windmill on the farm.
There was.
What did it do?
Pump water into the barn for the cows. They had a
Okay.
big tank. But I think it was, I don't remember, but you only could do it a couple times a day. Because we didn't have running water like we do today.
Right,
So
right.
that water was freeze. And then we'd
Right.
have to go out to the windmill,
Yeah.
put some warm water, because that handle was frozen. We'd have to pour it in there.
So you have to. Well,
And I remember once I heard people talking about sticking your tongue on metal.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You always just,
smart ass me, I had to try it, bro.
The
And
truth.
I start screaming, and Grandma come out with some hot water. It couldn't be too hot. And she had to pour it on my tongue and heat up that handle and get me out of it.
Well, I heard that before.
So you couldn't use the cistern water even to wash? You had to go outside?
You know, I'm trying to. Yeah, I think she used that for washing.
Yeah, it was
But not for
washing.
you guys. Not for
It was
drinking
for
or...
washing.
No, not for drinking.
Yeah.
We'd wash our hands there. There was that little hand tub.
Okay, right,
and that's
right.
where we wash our hands, wash our face. And see, them were the days, and Eugene remembers that. You didn't shower every day.
Oh,
No, we don't either.
You didn't even have a bathtub.
We didn't have that.
Right.
house.
You know what you had? It was a great big wash tub like
Yeah,
this.
that's right.
And if you were the first one in it,
Yeah.
and they didn't change it after every
No,
person.
right,
that
right.
was
Everybody
all-
went in it. The dirtiest one, the cleanest one went first, and the dirtiest
That's
one
right.
was last.
And by the fourth or fifth one, there was
That's
some
why-
scum floating around the
I know.
water.
That's why
And
my
then
brother Clarence
who'd
was
fill that up? Well, that was part of my job when I got older. But I think you probably hauled water in there on Saturday afternoon.
Mhm.
We'd heat it up on the stove,
Yeah.
and then we'd pour it in that would be where the bathroom is today.
Okay.
That there was no wall there. There was one big room,
Oh, okay.
and that's where we took our baths in.
Was that little heater enough to heat that house?
Oh, there was a furnace in the living room.
Right.
Pretty good size.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen.
Yeah.
The kitchen stove, that
Right.
went pretty near 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had the same thing, Roger.
Yeah,
Our house.
well, that everybody did.
Yeah.
And see, speaking of what we did, well, he left, but his hard work was for the Richies.
Right. Right.
That's there's where that guy used to work.
Right.
And
At 11 or 12 years old, we went there.
yeah, you
12
were
years
just
old.
young when you went there.
Never came
Oh.
back home, I don't think.
So that was after you were. You were born
Well,
about that same
if
time.
he was 12, I was only 2.
Yeah. So then who was on the farm working?
Year and a half.
Uncle Lee.
Leo
Uncle
and Art. And Ernie.
That's true.
then Ernie went out for farmers. Like he worked for King.
For Gert.
Yeah.
Leo. Gert worked for
Worked
Gert
for
quite a
her.
while. And then he worked for Finstrom's, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure he worked. Because wasn't there a Finstrom girl? What was her name?
Yeah. I told Valerie the other Violet.
Violet. I think him and. Well,
Well,
I
you
don't know if they used to,
Yeah, but you wanted to marry her, I think.
Yeah.
You liked her. And because the religion was there.
But she wasn't Catholic.
Your mom said,
I get that. We don't want to get into religion.
no, I'm not.
No, no, no.
No,
We're not.
I know, but that's right. That's how strict it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll
that's
never
what
forget
I'm
that.
telling
Go
her.
ahead.
No, I said your mom stepped in, your parents, because I've had a religion. What's wrong with that? I don't part of religion, no. Crazy.
But you remember the Dons that used to go to school here? Yeah. Remember that Marine Dawn? Her name was a young girl that had died. She died when it was a chicken pox or measles or something that broke out inside of her body.
Oh, right.
She was 8 years old.
Chickenpox usually.
And
Measles actually.
they asked me to be pub bearer. Because I was pretty close with the Dons then. Yeah.
Okay.
We all went to school here.
Yeah.
So I come home and real proud I was going to be a pallbearer. And Mom says, you can't be a pallbearer for her. I said, why not? She's Protestant.
Mhm.
Can't be a
What church
pallbearer.
did they go to?
They must have went to church
Oh, in town.
downtown someplace.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the whole story, but I remember somebody picking me up. And then after Pa got done with Ma, well, I was a pallbearer.
Yeah.
Was the puppy.
Oh.
And I'll never forget that was at my age.
Well, that was a big step for Grandpa.
Grandpa stuck up. When it comes to religion, he went.
Yeah, my mother was that same way. One religion is good as the other.
Yes, right.
We were
And then-
brought up that way.
Who was it? Or Aunt Betty Lou. She said Grandpa always stuck up for her too.
For Belu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She said, I liked your dad right away. He always stuck up for me. Because, I don't know, not that Grandma was irresponsible. Grandma would say, I forgot even what she said. Grandma would say, and then Uncle.
Grandma was kind of.
She was
what
speaking
do I
French,
say?
and he said speak English. So
Oh,
that-
yeah.
Everything was French.
Yeah.
When I went to school for
Did
kindergarten,
you speak French? Oh, you
I
didn't know.
couldn't speak English.
You just couldn't speak English.
They sent me home for 1 year. I think you remember that. If you don't, I don't remember if it was this school or the Howard School. They sent me home. Would have known. Better teach this guy English, otherwise.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I can still talk a little bit of French.
But down here, when I was in school, when the Menards would come, they had to have Mary Jane be there. They didn't send them home.
Oh, that was them Menards, yeah, but they were from Canada.
But yeah, but
That
they
was
were
all
speaking
French.
English.
Right, but I mean, we had it
When they
interpreted.
came here, they
Oh, yeah,
couldn't.
but they had an interpreter then.
But the
Oh,
wife
and you're-
could
but you
not
didn't-
speak
they didn't.
English.
Huh?
The wife could not speak English. I mean, Regina could not.
Right, but I
speak.
was surprised they didn't have an interpreter for you guys.
No, I don't think at that time they even knew what an interpreter was for.
Right.
Parents
right.
should, at that time,
That was
they figured the parents should talk English.
But you know, we used to go visit. Well, they know that. And Clara and
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
and Rose and Eora. That was all French.
Did Grandma like to speak English?
Couldn't.
No,
She had a hard
broken
time.
English.
Well, I thought she
Hey.
did real good.
Grandma?
I thought she did.
Oh, towards the end. But I'm talking when you
Right.
were in grade school yet. You know, when I was real
Oh,
young,
yeah.
it
Right.
was all
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
Well, I was brought her out.
Where'd you
all
get your
French.
haircut?
Oh,
When you were little.
oh, my little ma,
Okay.
That was torture.
a little
But
bit.
she had to have the hand clipper.
Yeah, I still got them.
And he
Really?
I got them home.
boy, a lot of times they used to pull.
Oh,
Boy,
I'll never forget that. I know when I was old enough and I could afford, what, 25 cents or 50 cents from your dad?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't wait till Friday night to go up and see Jonah and
25,
get a haircut.
25 cents.
Oh, so he was.
By then, he had the electric clippers, I
Yeah,
think.
but we.
Jonah.
But now when he cut our hair, he said.
No, he must have. Well, maybe when he started mine too, but that was a big thing on Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday. Well, they
That was the
be sitting
entertainment.
outside. He had
Yeah.
numbers and everything.
Oh, really?
Oh, your dad, your grandpa did good, boy.
Well, you know what Auntie Mary said. Betty Lou said that Uncle Art remembers that when they ever be downstairs, if Grandma saw someone coming she didn't know, she'd pound on the. He'd listen to her to pounding on the floor,
Yeah.
so that he knew that somebody was there. He put everything away, and then they just all hang out and talk.
Oh, because them were the days you're supposed to have a license.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. The license was almost at the end of time.
Yeah, but towards the end, there was a few people
Yeah, they moved up and they had a barber shop on Gross.
where Nolde used to live.
Oh.
Then they had started with license, but my dad was ready to retire anyway.
Yeah.
He had very few
But
coming.
there
He
was,
just
there was a
sneezes
couple of times. I think he got fined for it, if I remember right.
Why she?
I don't know, maybe it was
Auntie Betty Lou said
Toward
there was
the
one
end.
time.
Yeah, I
And
thought
that's why
came up.
that's why your grandma used to start with that cane.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that.
So, so you
Yeah,
you know
I
when
was
you were
living
when you were
home
older, a little bit older, you could afford it. You go over and get your haircut.
Oh, I got a haircut here until I wasn't service.
Oh. Did Grandpa get his haircut here too?
Toronto?
Yeah.
Toward the end, I think he did.
Yeah, probably.
Grandma finally gave up. You know, she didn't want to do it anymore. I think he
Yeah.
had to go. And that was an outing for him too.
Right, right. Oh yeah, because it was.
Oh, yeah.
Go on my
Everybody
way forward and
called friends.
go up there. And I'd go with him, and that was a treat for me.
Yeah.
And another treat for me was when Clem used to come home. Vacation, you always go to youth.
Oh yeah.
So I'd go with him, and then I'd play with Chuck while he visited with the youth.
Oh.
Oh. So that's when you were littler though,
Oh, yeah.
younger.
Probably 8, 10 years old.
This is what I don't understand. This isn't such a big place, Flat Rock,
No.
but you were only allowed to go so far, and someone was only allowed to go so far.
Hey,
Who?
who's got strict parents?
Mhm.
You had religion involved.
Right.
I mean, if you were at strict Catholic, the users, they didn't even want non-Catholics socializing with their kids.
No, no.
Oh, okay. But they allowed the Torontos.
Well, they're all
because,
Catholic.
It's all Catholics.
I got a kick the other when Betty was in the Bishop Noel home. We got the sister Rosie.
Oh, Rosalind, yeah.
And I went to a funeral in Escanaba. Oh, and his father Dane Radecki,
Oh, yeah.
his aunt died.
Oh, yeah.
Melkovich, he was the one that saved more.
Yeah.
Well, their Melkovich's son was a priest. He's a good friend of ours, Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds. That name sounds-
And I was after mass. Me and Father Dane and Rosie were talking. And Father Dane looked at Rosie and said, "I got something to ask you." And she said, "Yeah, Father, what's that? How come the Torontos produced a priest and the Hughes's only produced a nun?" Rosie thought that was the funniest
I
thing
know.
out of it was.
I know him. I know Father.
Father Dane,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's funny. That is funny.
Father who?
Father
You know why that happened?
Why? Clem.
No. Because when we were kids, we used to have to say the rosary in the kitchen
Oh, tell me about
every
it.
night. Okay.
Not every night during Lent.
Well, it seemed like every night.
Yeah,
but
well, no.
anyway,
Only
she used
during
to
Lent.
always, because before you said a decade of the rosary, you would make some type of, what that's going to be, what you're saying it for.
That's right.
So she would always say one that said that, so that one of her children would become a nun, one of her girls, okay? Well, Rosalie is her goddaughter.
Okay,
So that's how come that happened.
close.
I always tell Rosalie, thank you very much. You
I know,
saved me
yeah.
from becoming a nun.
But I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad none of them did.
Then it started out with Clem.
How's that?
Well, he became a brother.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Father Jolliker.
Yeah.
That's how we got involved. And then
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about aunts and uncles? Do you know them very well?
Not make some names up.
Well, you were grandma's sisters.
And Dora and Rose.
Yeah, do you know them?
The Lancors I do. That was the only ones I knew.
And Rose had
Oh,
her
on the
legs
Lancashire
cut
side?
off for diabetes.
Aunt Rose and Aunt Clara. Well, Aunt Clara had some kids. How many? I got you.
She
Yeah,
just had
Bill.
two. Only
Bill.
two.
Blanche.
That's
Yeah.
the only two she had.
That the only two?
Yeah.
So did you hang out with the Charbonneaus at all growing up?
With the Charbonneaus?
Charbonneau side?
Not too much.
More with the Tronjos?
Well, see that there. That's
Well, Aunt Clara had
half of
two.
that we forgot already.
Yeah, Aunt Rose
Yeah.
did not have any.
No, Aunt Rose. And Aunt Yora didn't have any either.
She didn't have any either. But she married her boyfriend.
And Uncle
she had
Oscar
when she
didn't
was
have
young.
any.
Uncle Oscar didn't have any.
No.
Uncle Art had, I don't know.
And Uncle Omer, he was a little bit mixed up.
Well, no, because he remember his
Yeah.
first wife was my aunt.
Whose first wife?
Uncle Omer married my dad's sister,
I don't know.
Aunt Selina, and had a Joe
Look
with
at the
him.
little dog sleeping.
See, them were the days that we even forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Roger Peterson come up here one time. I don't know if he told you about that. But he on the casino bus. He used to call me up. You know Roger
Yeah.
Peterson. Call me up and we'd go in the cemetery. I'd go to
Oh,
Holy Cross.
Oh yeah.
From Holy Cross, Gardner Rest. Gardner Rest, we'd go to Drifters and have lunch. And then we'd go to Flat Rock Cemetery and stop here and visit. And then one day Roger Peterson said, why don't you ask Uncle Eugene if he's feeling very good? We'll pick him up because he'd know a lot of that history at Flat Rock. I can still see him there with his cane. And he'd go like this. Now that guy there, you remember him, Roger? See that guy over there? You remember that day?
maybe
Yeah.
that's what we should have done.
We spent
We're going
all...
to throw you two guys in the car. We're going to Flower Rock Cemetery right now.
Well, no, really, you should have because I go with Clem. Clem and I love
Oh,
the
Clem all the
cemetery.
time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Or you could spend a
we
whole day.
reminisce
Yep.
about the
Very
cemetery.
fun.
I mean, I could stay there all day. and have
He
my
sent
lunch.
me, Uncle Clem sent me a letter once, and he was here. And
Lunch
if you
is good out
hadn't
there,
known
Nathan.
that the people he was talking to, he came to
Why,
see him, and
Nobody
he was
is
telling me of
here.
all the people they saw that day, that they went and spent the day, and every single one of them I knew was dead, so I knew that they were at the cemetery. But if you had read that letter, you would have thought that they were out visiting
Now,
people. all day
if
long.
you want history, it's too bad you couldn't go there and talk to some people.
The people that are
The
dead.
people that are dead. See if you can resurrect some of them, and they could really,
Yeah.
like they say, the best recipes are in the buried,
Yeah.
and the older relatives that know the history.
Well,
A lot of sad
Now you take
stories.
20 years from now, you talk about Eugene, they're going, who the hell is Eugene?
that's
Yeah.
why we're doing this because
Well, then you got to hand that down.
because she's doing a lot of genealogy, and then
Then.
we don't have any stories. So when she asks me questions about people, I don't know.
Now, see, the one that and I keep forgetting about it, how Uncle Pa, and not Uncle Clyde's dad, right? One died and they married, and that's where you got the Toronjos and the Lancors, half brothers and half sisters.
Right.
Right.
Do you know that whole story?
Yeah, Salima.
Yeah.
You want
They
to tell
know.
us it?
No, I wouldn't even.
They heard
A lot of people ask me, how are you related with the Lancors?
Oh,
I tell them, all I know is my ma and some of them were sisters, and my dad and Clyde's dad were half brothers.
You're talking about 15, 16 kids there.
That's right.
at least
25.
When Grandma Taranjo married Grandpa Lancor, she had about 6 or 7 kids, and he had 5 or 6 kids.
Yeah.
And they had
And then she
10.
turned around and then
Yes.
had a
They had
Yeah.
6 together about.
So you pretty much kept up on that, eh?
24 total.
Is that what it was?
She
But they lost them
she
at
does
birth,
all the
didn't they?
records, the official records, because we can't really believe. We can believe you guys so far, and then we have to
Come on now, brother. have we ever been known to lie?
Not a lie. We
Stretch the truth.
just not even stretch the truth. Just the way you saw it was bigger. You know, like when you go to the Flat Rock School or you go to your school and you think, boy, it used to be a big school. What happened? It shrunk. Well, see, when your life seems to be bigger.
Now,
than
can you
it is.
picture 8 grades in that little one-room school down here? And all of us, we look back over the years, all of us turned out pretty good. You know, nobody ever committed murder or did a
John
big
Hughes.
robbery.
John Hughes turned out good. George Hughes.
All the Hughes, the
All
Toronjos.
turned out good.
The
And that in
Lancors.
itself is a miracle. But that's because of the Charbonneau. I think that helped
But I
out
can
a little
remember
bit.
Paul Vardigan.
Oh,
I was way in the back of the
See, the
school.
Lancors,
And before about halfway through the school year, I was right in front of the desk.
who's that?
Paul Vardigan.
Oh, yeah.
and why was that?
Because I was a bad boy in the back. I used to shoot spitballs,
Oh, jeez.
and I pinched the girls.
So what did you like about school and what didn't you like about school? Other than the girls. Friends.
I enjoyed,
Yeah.
good get-together.
Did you like class? Did you like any classes especially?
I used to like math a little bit. I enjoyed
A
math.
little bit.
History, none of them I really was crazy about.
Oh, really?
And I took French one year at St. Joe.
And did you pass?
Yeah, because the nun kind of liked me.
Oh,
But it was the Parisian French.
Yeah, you
Right.
could.
it's not
you
that
could talk a
different.
little French
Well, I
anyway.
could talk a little French.
Sure.
It's
when
like
that nun-
Britishing them.
When that nun found that out, she said, "You belong in the French class."
Yeah.
She said, "Because you're not doing worth a damn with English. You know, verbs, adjectives, all that kind. I still don't understand half of it.
Well, that's all right. You're doing
Too
fine.
late now. I ain't going down.
So you guys didn't do a lot with aunts and uncles. When you were like
not that.
coming over and
Well, the
weekends.
Lancors used to come over quite a bit, but I think you were gone then. See, he left when he was 12, 13 years
Yeah.
old.
No.
You never came back?
No.
Even to visit?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
the business,
I
but not
imagine.
to live.
No, when I left home for good,
No, 12, 13. Did you ever
To
come back?
Richie's,
Yeah, but
that
you-
wasn't very far.
Did you ever go back home in between to say
Oh,
hi?
Yeah,
Oh, are you?
I think so.
Remember me?
Yeah.
I'm the middle child.
But I mean, them were the days when work was work.
Yeah.
You know,
What'd you do for fun?
Huh?
What'd you do for fun?
Baseball.
Baseball a little bit.
What else? I did play.
What
Take a
about
walk to Moses.
go down?
Take a walk down to, well, Gert had that pond. Remember that? You must have been around when Gert had that pond where we used to ice skate.
Well, we had the one at the school.
No, I'm talking down by Ann Gert.
That's
There was a big quarry there by Ann
yeah.
Gert. Remember that
Remember
quarry?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And we used to make that used to freeze over in the wintertime.
Yeah.
well. You could.
And that all winter, that's where we spent pretty every night if we could get away out of the house.
Where'd you
Yeah.
get your ice skates from?
That's a good question. We all had hand-me-downs. Oh, I got to tell you the story about how Leo ended up in Milwaukee. Remember that story, right?
Of stealing money.
Yeah, and then I got involved.
Oh,
Did
chicken. Was it a chicken? Something?
Oh,
Chicken?
well, Leo Lancor was going to Milwaukee, and he wanted to, and Leo wanted to get away from the farm too, because him and Art didn't get along.
Mhm.
So
And
Leo
apparently,
said,
you're trying to kill him, so it's about time to leave.
he tried- and Leo said, told me, you keep your mouth shut, don't tell nobody nothing till in the morning when they start questioning where I'm at, and you can have my bicycle. Oh, I got a bicycle. So the next morning, Pa hollers for Art. Art gets up. Pa hollers for Leo. There's no Leo. In the meantime, I'm starting to get shaky because it's just when they hit the fan here. In the meantime, Joe Fillion had did some cutting behind Wilfred Richards on that 40. Joe Fillion and his wife, Lorraine remembers them.
Oh, yeah, they were neighbors.
Be Flagstead's
Oh, right, right.
relatives. They used to be bad. Well, every Friday or Saturday, Pa'd go to town and get money out of the bank. And then Sunday, they would come over and Pa would pay them all off. Well, that Sunday morning, after we find out about, the Pa finds out about Leo, he says, well, where the hell is he? I said, well, right now, he's in Milwaukee, because he took the Greyhound, I think, at midnight.
Hey,
Did you know about it? Oh, I got hell over that boy. I got a couple of belts over the ass for not saying nothing. Why the hell didn't you tell me, you know? So anyway, little did I know, yeah, I think I did know. Leo found out where the money was. I went up there and took $20.
oh, 28.
$20.
Oh, is
So
that?
the next morning, Pa goes up there to count the money for the Fillions, $20 short. So, yeah, I must have knew about it because he got on her case. He accused her of stealing that money. I mean, that was a battle I'll bring to my grave with me.
Wow.
And then finally I said, Pa, Ma didn't steal it. Leo took it. Like that son of a bitch. And then, one thing led to the next. And then that kind of boiled down, but several years later, Pa gets a Christmas card with a $20 bill in it with a little note from the honest crook.
Yeah, that's what it was.
When Roger, when he went to Milwaukee, he didn't stay there that long.
He never left.
He never came back home. No?
From there, I think he went in the service.
Oh.
Or had he
I've
been
been
in
wondering
service?
about that.
No, once he went to Milwaukee. Leo Lancor come back.
Oh.
But Leo never come back.
He never did, eh?
No, he ended up with Bernadette.
Yeah.
And then I think he ended up working with A.O. Smith. If I remember that. And at that time, Leo was there. And you used to stop in there once in a while from your bus runs. And Ernie was there living there. Because that's how he met Beverly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew he got involved with the money. Went to Milwaukee. And then I said, I thought he stayed so long and then came back.
No, Leo Lancor came back.
He stayed out.
But our Leo, he stayed there. And I didn't have to fight with him anymore. And I had a bicycle. So shit, I was the second heaven. And I had my skidoo, like Art would say.
Yeah. See a whole different story here.
Yeah.
What it's like to be the youngest,
Oh, I mean,
especially
and
that
then
many kids.
I saw a lot there that a lot of people, they don't even know about.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Ma was an aggravator. Grandpa, he was a drinker.
Yeah.
You know, Grandpa had a drinking problem. I broke many a wine bottle down. He got many kicks in the ass with him. Like, a lot of people don't. I probably shouldn't even say nothing because I deserve it. A lot of it. Well, I'll never forget this story here. I don't even know if you ever heard this one. You know that Dieter Road?
Yeah.
Where that creek crosses the road? In the spring of the year, that used to be all full of mud and cars and stuff. In fact, a lot of times it was closed. Well, Pa would go to town. It was either every week or every 2 weeks. And he would end up at Sandburg's. There was a bar downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, he'd come home drunk in the skunk. And it got to a point where I got older, I used to tell her grandma, now when he comes home, he's going to be drunk.
Right.
Because he knew he didn't have to worry about chores. Me and Art took care of him. So I said, when he comes home, just leave him alone. He'll come in the house, get you a little bit, then he'll go to bed. Well, this particular night, me and Art, I kind of looking through the field, and I told her, I said, come here a minute. I said, see that guy walking behind John Smith? He said, oh, it kind of looks like Pa. Sure enough, here goes Pa. Drunker than the stuff. Oh, goddamn, something stuck in the meter or when you get a chance out to get the horses or tractor or something and pull it out of there. So we went there, and he had a tablespoon in the truck. I don't know what for. And you could see where he had dug around that wheels of that with the tablespoon. The indentation was in it. He was just full of mud. Well, when he went in the house,
Oh, she was mad because he's dirty.
the crap hit the fan. Not only that, he was drunk.
Yeah. Well,
And then they started.
Well, you couldn't blame your mom.
You know,
Couldn't blame
no,
her.
I can't blame her. No, I'm
No,
honest with you.
yeah.
I'm not taking sides here.
no, there were no sides there.
When you hear these stories, there's no
No,
taking
no.
sides.
Yeah, but
Pa was
I've
mean with me too.
been in your mother's side.
I mean, you said before, I some of these stories I come back.
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen that time too? You come home drunk, and I was all dressed up. I was going out with barbershop.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember
this
that.
Harold Sanabi was going out with Jennifer Beck.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Dennis who?
Janice with Beck.
Oh, Janice Rapette.
Yeah.
Her and Barbara Schrock were cousins, I think.
Yeah. First
Well, I was
cousin.
dating Barbara Schrock, and
Her-
Sanabi, he had a car,
Yeah.
and he was dating Janet. And he was going to pick me up. Well, I was all dressed up. I don't know where I was going. Suit on, wedding or something. Pa come home drunk.
Yeah.
And him and Ma got in an argument. I was upstairs. And I come downstairs, told me, and I was in high school. I tried to break him up or something. Man, he grabbed me right here. One arm. I wasn't that big. I was in high school. You little son of a bitch, don't you ever talk to me like that. Picked me right off the floor, ripped all my buttons, give me a bloody nose. And there again, I deserved it. I should have stayed upstairs and kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just left. Well, you can't make it no.
But I thought I was pretty big stuff.
No, yeah.
Running the mill.
Did you ever go to the park? Did you ever go out with that girl that night?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you know, after an hour or so, he waited for me and
Yeah, she
cleaned up a
died.
little bit. Got huh?
She died. She died not long, that long ago.
Oh, quite a while ago. Her and her husband both got
Yeah,
killed
there was
together in that accident
Yeah,
in
I remember.
Wisconsin.
I
Oh,
remember that.
okay.
They hit a train or something.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
one of her kids that died. It was in the paper that the Barb was
Could be.
Hayes or whatever the last
Yep.
name she married. Yeah, one of them died about